Affinity Photo, like Painter and quite a few other applications, has got nozzles. And you can use these nozzles. These are paint designs you can apply to your layer. How to create one. I'm just going to go over here and I'm going to use a shape. You could use anything, but I'm going to go with an ellipse. And the ellipse, hold down the shift so you get a nice circular design, is filled with a gradient. You can fill it via the swatches panel, so you just click there and add any kind of gradient or design that you've got in your swatches panel. You probably will have a different selection. If you want to manipulate it, go to the gradient tool, and then you see when you've got that, you've got the control bar here, and you can go for, instead of linear, you can go for elliptical. I prefer elliptical or radial, and you can move it around, and then I'm going to go with that. What you need to do then is to go to the brushes panel and save it. Right side menu and new brush from selection. Unfortunately, it's not available. It's still a shape. It's still a vector design. And what you need to do, you need to convert it to a pixel layer. So layer and go down to rasterize. So rasterize. Once you've done that, you can see there, you've now got a pixel layer. Pixel layer, you can then go to brushes panel, right side menu, and new brush from selection. Just select that. And you can see it's been added there. That's your first nozzle. So just delete that now. I'm not going to use it anymore. Move that over there. Double click on it and you can see the design. You can modify it. Go to the general so you can change the size. You might not want it to be 504. You might want a slightly smaller design. Maybe go for about 360. You can also modify the spacing. If you want it to be a nice continuous flow, you can see then you get that lovely design there. Or if you want some spacing, maybe go for that. You can also add rotation. So you can see a slight variation, but of course it's a circular design. Basically, you won't see much. Go to dynamics, you can change the size jitter. Now I'm going to go for pressure. I've got an art pad and pen. If you haven't got that, then it's not going to be much use. You can go for the random option. That will vary the size so you get a variety of different designs that way. But I'm going to go with pressure. You can also modify, if you wish, the scatter X. You can see it's spreading out in the X direction. Or scatter Y, so it's spreading upwards and downwards. You can also, again, modify rotation jitter. Again, no effect, because of course, in this case, it's a circular design. You can also add hue jitter, so you get a lovely, colourful design if that's what you want. And click close. Now you can use it. Just go over here to the paintbrush tool, select that, and then you can see the size there, 360, and just apply. And you see you've got a lovely, colourful design, which you can then flow. And of course, the more pressure I put, obviously the bigger it gets. If I'm very, very light, fairly small. But you can, of course, quickly go over there, double click that, and you can change it. So you can change the size jitter. If you don't want that, just change that backwards and forwards, or maybe go full spacing and have it sort of like continuous design like that. And click close. And you can see then you get that design. And again, you can move around, create all kinds of unique designs. Thing is, you can also use that to create another nozzle. So you just go over here and just apply it. Just create something very, very simple like that. Very basic design. Then go to the move tool. With that selected, you can apply effects. Go down here. So you've got effects down the bottom of the layers panel. So there's the layers panel. Click effects. And you can say, I want 3D for that. So just give it a little bit of a 3D. So you've got a nice shine there all the way around. And you can, of course, tweak it, the direction. So move backwards and forwards. You might want that. And click close. That design can also be saved. Now, at this point, if you go to brushes, you'll see right side menu, you can save it. It will not save that 3D effect. So what you need to do is go to layer and down to rasterize, and then deselect that preserve layer effects and then rasterize. So once you've done that, you can then go to brushes, right side menu, and new brush from selection. And then you've got that. Again, you can remove that or keep it, deselect it, And then you can see your design there. Well, you can change the size again, make it slightly smaller, maybe change rotation. And in this case, rotation is important. So you can rotate it, you can create a variety of different stuff. Maybe go for that, a sort of flat design along there. Dynamics, if you want to, rotation jitter. So you can actually make them all turning around, changing randomly. And again, that is random. But you can also set it to pressure. So it will vary depending on the pressure. Likewise, size jitter, you can modify that. So you can create some very unique designs. And again, you can go to spacing. So let's just decrease that so you get a really lovely, and you can then try it out. Just go to paintbrush tool again, just apply it, and you see what happens. All kinds of very abstract shapes and designs can be created. Now, again, you can do exactly the same as before. Use that, and you've got that design. You can save that also as a nozzle as well, if you wish. So with that selected, of course, another thing you can always do, you can add effects to it. So filters, go to distort and maybe deform, or ripple, or any other effect. Maybe go for shear. So there's the shear, just distort it slightly, just rotate, just change that, move that around, and you can distort it, and then click apply. And then exactly the same as before, go over here, right side menu, and new brush from selection. And then that's saved. Again, delete it, double click, and again, add the rotation, go to dynamics, and then rotation jitter again for that. Maybe go for spacing, and you've got this lovely furry design. Let's just go for paintbrush tool, make sure that's selected, and you can see design there. Oh, that's a bit too big. Let's just reduce it down. Don't really want. Sometimes if you don't look at the size, it's only 600. It actually fills the document very quickly, which you may or may not want. But you can see then you've got this lovely furry design. I think that's really beautiful. Absolutely fun, beautiful shape. And you can fill the whole image with that design very rapidly. And again, you're controlling the rotation as well as the size using, let's double click again there. Dynamic, oh no, I haven't got the size in that one, but you could change it there. You can reduce that or increase that. You might not want to have that. It's up to you. Just go like that. And you can see design there. Again, increase the pressure, it gets really big. Decrease it, and it's very small. And there you have it. Of course, you can create other designs. You don't have to go with, I just went for a gradient at the start. You don't have to do that. You can just go over here, go to elliptical marquee tool, and just select an area. Let's just select something. Just select that, copy. So edit and copy, or Control C, etc., and Control V. Select and deselect. Now I'm just going to remove the background, get rid of that, and I've got this design. Now this design can also be saved as a brush, used as a brush, but I'm also going to add another one. So hold down the Alt or Option key, so you can then duplicate that design, resize that a bit, move that around, and you can maybe rotate it, maybe create some effects there. Go to Effect, maybe go for outer shadow. So with outer shadow selected, you can then add radius and intensity and just give it a bit. Now it's going to be probably quite a dark design, but you can tweak it as well. You can always go to Filters and Apply Image. Apply images are really useful. If you want to change the colours, Apply Image is super useful. You've got here, Use Current Layer Source. That's the current layer. So use current layer source. Then you go to Equations, set that on, make certain that's on. And then in this case, I want it to say slightly redder. So plus 0.3. And that's how you make it slightly redder. So you can create all kinds of designs that way. Click Apply. Also, filter and distort and deform. And just distort it. Don't have to have it circular. You maybe add some droplets coming off it. And just drag that out there and drag that out there. And you can see you can create some very unique designs. And again, both those can be selected. So both selected there in the Layers panel, and go to Layer and Merge Selected. So it's merged into one design. Again, it's a pixel layer. Just go there, brushes. And then you've got New Brush from Selection. So New Brush from Selection, and you've got another nozzle. Now, what you can also do is you've got this design here. You can colour that. So you can go to filters, and again, it's probably the easiest way, unless you want to use, of course, the layer menu and adjustments, you can do that. Very reasonable, but apply image. I always find it the quickest way, because unfortunately Affinity Photo doesn't come with any particularly great colours outside of the layer. So use current layer as source, equations, and then in this case, I'm just going to go down here and minus 0.4. And you can make a very blue design. Click apply, and you can see that design there. Now, unfortunately, I can't just add this to this design. So if I just go into this design now and then go dynamics, you've got general, dynamics and texture. And you can see you've got here brush nozzles. And there's an option here, add. Unfortunately, they didn't design it to add it from the current selected. I'm not certain why they didn't add that feature. Would make it so much easier. But unfortunately, click add. It requires you to select a file. So I'm just going to close that. This design selected. Go to file and then down to export. And I'm going to go for PNG. PNG is perfectly reasonable. You've got area. So you've got area there. So go with that one. Selection only. You can, of course, go for the whole document if you want. But I'm just going to go for selection only. That is the selection. That design has been selected. You can see it's a lot smaller, 630, 543. And now I can export it. And I'm just going to save it to this one. So I'm just going to go 1.png and save. So it's now saved. Means I can go over here, double click on here, and then go to this brush nozzles. This is in texture. That's the key thing. And go to add. Click there and select the PNG. And now I've got a nice colourful design. Now, of course, you would turn around and say, oh, but you can do it via hue jitter. Of course you can. But hue jitter is great for creating lots of random colours. So you can go yellows, greens, blues, etc., etc. But say you want a red and blue or pink and blue. You only want pink and blue of the same design. Well, this is a way of doing it. I see so you can get sort of like makes a thread or something that's got pink and blue in. You don't want all the colours. So this is a way of doing it. And again, you can modify the hue jitter, change the spacing, make it close or a bit further apart so you can actually see the individual parts. And if you want rotation again, if you want to, you can see you create that or make it all the same angle and click close. And again, delete that. Go to the paintbrush tool. That's quite large again, maybe reduce it down a bit, 450. And you can see then you've got your design. And it's just those two nozzles have been added, which I think is quite a nice feature, just to very quickly fill your design. And of course, you don't have to just fill in the entire document. Say you want to create a frame. So you can go along here and you can see you've got a nice frame design. And it doesn't have to be this, obviously this sort of threaded design. It could be anything, it could be images all the way around. And you can just loosely just go around and create that. You've got a lovely, very quick frame, which of course you could have maybe on top as a layer or something, and you can reposition it and those sort of things. And then you've got your design there. And of course you can apply them like that. And it will randomly select from this. And that's how it works on that. So let's just go to texture. You've got add, you've got random here. I was just going to point this out. You can change it. You can control how more or less it goes for the pink or blue via pressure. So you can see then it will show you like that, or angle, etc. I must admit, most time I just keep it to pressure, but I don't think I've ever done it with angle, but I guess you could do it. Stylus wheel, velocity, etc. But you could do random, but you can also control it by clicking here. You've got this little option at the side, and you can modify the profile. And you can see as you change that, you can see you can make it more pink. So if you want lots of pink, but you want the occasional blue, you can just go here, this profile at the side. So it's not always totally random. It is still random, but it's less the blue. Or you can go the other way. Make it a lot of blue just by crunching it up like that. You can see that profile there. And you've got the profiles here. Just go with that. And you've got blue, but very little pink. So you can tweak it a bit to create all kinds of different designs. Of course, when you go for 3 or 4 or 5 or 6, makes it a bit harder to actually manipulate it just via a profile. But it's still, with two, it actually works quite nicely, I think, just to manipulate it. And it's nice to get the preview, so you don't sort of think, oh, which way around should I do the profile? I must admit, I never remember. So click close. And now if you apply it, you will get, see, more blue than the pink, which is what I wanted in the design. And that's going through this, and that's just the basic nozzle, which can be anything. Doesn't have to be a gradient, could be images, could be brush strokes, anything. And you can see other designs are created, this sort of one here. So click there, and you can see you can create randomly weird designs, or this nozzle where it's a sort of like continuous design. So if I want to do that one, just double click there, and you can then see again texture. You've just got that one nozzle, and you can see the edge. That's the one trouble with this in many ways, is that, of course, what you've got is the colour of the edge. You haven't got the colour. When you go for smooth, you don't see, there's no flipping in and out sort of thing. It would be nice if it could do that, but it doesn't. And again, you've got there, you can see the design there, size jitter, modify that, and also modify the size, but again, spacing, so you can then see. Now this one, this nozzle, is actually, because it was created using a gradient, the gradient had transparency, and because of that you can actually see through. If I go there, you can just see that gradient. Now if I just position it about there, you can see through it. You can create nozzles with transparency as well, very quickly, using gradients and of course shapes themselves. So you can create a variety of different designs. Click close, and then you've got the design there, and you can see the design there, and then you can see the transparency applied. Well, hope you found this tutorial of interest. Any questions, please let me know in the comments below. Always great to hear from you. Thank you much.